Yep. To all those students or teachers in my home area, which would be the Big Flats, Corning, Elmira, Horseheads area. For the most part, today is that dreaded day. The day that we all really don't want to do. I speak, of course, of the first day of school. You know, you gotta get up early, your heart's racing, you have no clue what your teacher or teachers are going to be like, both in terms of personality or how hard your workload will be. If it is hard, because some students don't really feel that way. You have no idea what today will hold, tomorrow will hold, or the day after, or any day in the future will hold. And that's honestly a good thing. It is. Because this whirlwind of emotions that we feel on a day like today can be draining. It can. It was always really emotionally draining for me, and I'm sure it's emotionally draining for a lot of people. And that's perfectly fine. But I've actually learned to come and accept that if it is going to happen, then it is going to happen. Plus, and I wish I knew this years and years and years ago, but whenever I started school, whether it was elementary school or middle school or high school, every single first day of school was always on a Wednesday. And if I knew then or I knew now, I would accept every single one of those days with gusto. Because that would mean that it's hump day. Woo! So you know what? You go out there with students and teachers on that first day of school and you soar. Soar like the butterflies that you see around the spring, summer, and fall times a year. Or soar like the birds that are contemplating heading south for the winter. You know, soar and be free and be happy. Because you know what? There's plenty of things to look forward to on the first day of school. I mean, they're not going to completely bombard you with workload upon workload upon workload from the very beginning, because that'd be ridiculous. I mean, you just got back. You got to ease into it. I mean, a lot of teachers understand that. That's just how it is. But also, there's the concept of, you know, everyone's nervous. Students are nervous, teachers are nervous. I guarantee you, if you were to ask the principal of your school, he or she would tell you they'd be nervous too. And I think, and this is actually something I've learned throughout the course of this whole year, I believe that if there was ever a term for what everyone would be going through for today, I would have to say self-compassion. I actually did a little research on this a while ago, so just to be honest, in my youth, I actually had problems dealing with that sort of thing myself. So, you know, I looked it up and I actually learned some really neat stuff. Not just about self-compassion itself, but about me. And so I would like to use this video as a way to promote what I sometimes practice as the self-compassion break. And you know what? I'm going to put a link into the description as to what it is in further detail, as to how it goes. Though I have to warn you, in this particular link I'm going to show you, I swear that the person who's talking in it is either sipping on water or eating something as this particular clip is going on, because you hear this person smack their lips a lot. So I'm basically going to do a summarized version of it for you all, just in case, you really do need it. And plus, if you don't go to the link, you can always just look at this video. There was always that. So the first step of the self-compassion break is referred to as mindful awareness. Instead of turning away from these emotions of nervousness or anxiety or just overall negative feelings, don't turn away from it, but embrace it. Move toward it. Move toward it, and then give yourself the phrase of, this is a moment of suffering. Because it is. Because you do feel bad. It stinks. And you tell yourself that this is really hard right now. I don't like this. Or I dislike this immensely. Something that allows you to be mindful of the situation that you yourself are in. And again, it's hard and it can really make you feel bad, but trust me, it gets better. So the second step of the self-compassion break is the step known as common humanity. Now, what is common humanity? Well, it's very simple, really. It's common as in happens very, very, very often. And humanity is, well, we are all human. So basically what this process invokes is that these feelings of negativity or stress or anxiety, every single person at some point or another, whether it be your best friend tomorrow or one of your parents yesterday, something along those lines. Every single person that you know, may know, even people that you don't know, they go through these exact same emotions a lot throughout the course of their lives. They do. So in that regard, you are in no way, shape, or form alone about how you feel going into that big old brick building today when you enter, the school building. So again, you learn that you're not alone. Every single student that you go with, every single teacher you meet, they are all nervous and anxious and have no idea how the day is going to go. And it can be scary. But you are never alone. Kind of like in the same way that if you were ever to contact me for any sort of advice, I'd always be there to help you. Sound familiar? So, yes. Your first step, of course, is mindful awareness, as in embracing toward the situation that you're in. The second step is common humanity. Every single person goes through these negative emotions. They may be different, varying degrees of evil, if you want to put it that way. But suffering or negativity, there's still suffering and negativity, regardless of the degree, because it's still there. And now we move on to the final step of the self-compassion break, which is self-kindness. Now, usually in this step, you put your hands on your heart or somewhere on your body where you would feel comfortable, and you then ask yourself the question, may I be kind to myself today? Can I forgive myself? Can I be patient with myself? Can I deal with these emotions in a way that's both constructive and positive and will allow me to move forward throughout the course of this day and any other time that I feel this form of negativity? Because it's hard and I don't like it, but everyone goes through it and I know I'm not alone. So I want to be kind to myself and maybe use this to help others in a way. Believe me, this exercise is actually very emotionally draining if you're kind of already sad to do this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sad at all. But I know that since it is the first day of school for the people of my hometown, that it's hard. You know, if you're a teacher or student, again, even the principal is nervous, I bet. You know, if any student or teacher were to walk up to their school principal, he or she is going to tell you that they are all around incredibly nervous because they have no idea what is going to happen. So, yeah. I'm going to put a link in the description as to how the exercise works more fluidly. But again, I do have to warn you, I swear that the person talking in this video is either sipping on water or eating food while the clip is going on. Because this person smacks their lips like constantly throughout the thing. Especially if you're like me and you download it on your iPod or your iPhone, or you have the iPhone jack or whatever, and you put it in your ear and you really hear like what's going on. So yeah, that happens. But it's not bad, but it's nothing. Every time I've ever used this exercise, it always made me feel better, especially if I was sad to begin with. I must warn you though, this can be very emotionally draining, but it is also very, very, very rewarding. So, you know what? I would say exercise this exercise with some caution, but know that if you do it, you are going to feel all kinds of so much better that you may not even recognize yourself, and you're going to be overall happy knowing that you are never alone when it comes to situations like this. You know, another reason why you can be never alone is because there's no way you're the only person who's watching this video right now. So think about that. Although now I just realized these videos might actually cause suffering in some way. I hope that's not the case. Oh, I'm sure it's not the case at all. You guys have been really cool with me and in terms of viewing, and I hope that I help you all out on a day like today, because I get because there's always that feeling that you just might need it. So please like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could really use the support on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And funny enough, I actually made a Tinder page just the other day, just for laughs, I guess. I mean, I'm not really gonna utilize it or anything, but it's there. And yeah, so there's always that. And as usual, I'm very humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopeful that we all have a wonderful hump day and a first day of school in the Big Flats Corning Elmira Horseheads area. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'll always be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. So take care, and happy hump day, and have a happy first day of school as well.